Welcome guys back to Everything New York Jets. Today we're going to be doing another 3-round Jets mock draft. And I'm going to start with the number 2 overall pick. And I'm going to go with Zach Wilson again. And here's my, I could see Joe Douglas seriously trading down and keeping Sam Darnold. But I think the thing that has the draft pick that has the most chances, the Jets selecting a QB number 2. And the reason why I think that is just financially, if you look at it, you're basically getting 4 years of complete cap flexibility. Because we all know, unless you make a horrible decision with your contracts, because we all know that in those 4 years, a quarterback, I mean, with the cap that's going to rise, on a rookie contract, that quarterback's basically going to make nothing compared to the cap, and he's going to eat up barely any of the cap. And with Sam Darnold, here's the thing: you have to make a decision on him, and not only do you have to make a decision, the cap's going to rise tremendously next year and the years to come. So you're going to really have to pay him. So not only do you get 4 years of flexibility with Zach Wilson, but you're also going to get the 5th-year option, which I believe is 25 mil. I think it goes up and down based on the cap, so we can probably say this year it's a little lower, so it will probably be like 26, 27 mil next year. And that's still very, very cheap. So you basically get 5 years, 4 years of extreme cap flexibility and another year of really good cap flexibility. And we've seen it year in and year out, except for Tom Brady. The other teams that kind of win Super Bowls have their quarterbacks on rookie deals. We saw it with the Kansas City Chiefs, and I expect to see it more and more because of how much cap flexibility. Because you can really build a roster with not that many holes on the team. And Zach Wilson, as a prospect, he's very, very good. If you go ahead and watch him, he can make really good throws. He has a quick release, and he can really read the field very nicely. I think he's going to be a great quarterback on the next level. And with the 23rd pick, I have the New York Jets selecting Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. So he's a linebacker that really does everything. He can go after the quarterback. He's extremely explosive, extremely fast. He's a great tackler, but something very underrated and something very good about him is he can really cover, wide receivers at an elite level. He can mimic them. He's really athletic. He's very good at deflecting passes. And that's what really makes him, uh, in my opinion, the best linebacker in this class. And I do want to talk about one thing, is just looking at our linebacker, middle linebacker, all linebackers, every linebacker on our roster. It is extremely bad. We have Gerard Davis. We have C.J. Mosley, who we don't even know, hasn't played in 2 years. We don't know if he's going to be good or not. He has a huge contract, so we're going to see if Joe Douglas decides to keep him or not. And other than that, there's no one really worth noting. Obviously, Blake Cashman is always injury. He's an injury-prone player. Like the linebacker core, just in general, middle linebacker, left outside linebacker, right outside linebacker, weak side linebacker, everything is extremely limited. Not much. Keanu Neal would have been a great weak side linebacker, but he actually signed. As of recording this, he signed with the Dallas Cowboys. So that's out of the picture. So we really need a linebacker. So that's why I have the Jets selecting Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Okay, guys, and with the 34th pick, I have the New York Jets selecting Eric Stokes, cornerback out of Georgia. And here, just looking at our cornerback room, we have Bryce Hall, we have Blessuan Austin, who's not, listen, Blessuan's probably not going to be outside corner that we can really rely on. We have Brian Poole. We haven't brought back, so we don't even know if we're gonna have a good slot corner yet. Um, if I'm not sure if Kwan Williams has been signed yet, but that's a guy we should look at. Maybe a guy. But listen, Eric Stokes is super fast, super long. I think he's 6'1", 185, 190 pounds. So he's a good size for a cornerback. But the real thing that jumps out is he ran a 4.25 40-yard dash. That is insanely fast. I think He was so close to breaking the record. I think the record is held by John Ross, who, by the way, has become a New York Giant. He left the Bengals and went to the Giant. It's going to be a depth piece for them, but still insanely fast, this guy. I mean, if you have a speedy wide receiver, this guy can stay with them. And in my opinion, we should go for the athletic cornerbacks because I really do think Robert Saleh can develop the cornerbacks if we need to. And just it's a very lacking position right now. We have a lot of lacking positions, to be quite honest. So yeah, that's who I have the Jets selecting. And with the first third round pick, I have the New York Jets selecting guard Deontay Brown out of Alabama. And here's the thing, we haven't really addressed the offensive line position in this draft yet, and that's probably our biggest need, to be honest. But here's the thing, I thought it was very surprising that Joe Douglas didn't at least get one guard. You know, Kevin Zeitler was available. Obviously, Joe Tooney went to the Chiefs. You can't really do anything when the Chiefs. I mean, when the Chiefs give that offer, but you know, Corey Linsley, they even looked to get Corey Linsley, which, I mean, you could put him at center and move McGovern, but they said they like McGovern at center, so I don't necessarily agree with that too much that I would pass up Corey Linsley and not even make an offer. But here's the reality of the situation. I think Joe Douglas knows something about the O-line that we don't, and I think it possibly starts with the guy they drafted last year, and you know who that is? It is Cameron Clark. Cameron Clark, I think third or fourth round pick. But man, we haven't really heard much about him. He didn't play, but no training camps. Maybe Joe Douglas saw something in him in practice or something, because I think it's very odd for him, Joe Douglas, to be an O lineman, former O lineman, and not even go after any O lineman. I thought that was surprising. So maybe there's something with that. So maybe really we have four spots on our O line figured out if we do believe in Connor McGovern and George Fant. So Deontay Brown, let's talk about him. He's going to be more of a developmental player. You know, he needs to get more agile. I would say more agile, because we're going to have a running scheme like Kyle Shanahan's scheme. You need your O-lineman to be athletic. You need your O-lineman to go out of just the line of scrimmage, and they need to go out and really run block. And that's going to take a little bit of development, but, you know, let's say theoretically we go with Mekhi Becton, Deontay Brown with training camps, with some development. Maybe he slims down a bit, gets more athletic, gets more agile, and put him next to Mekhi Becton, Connor McGovern, and maybe Cameron Clark. I mean, again, I just think it's really weird that Joe Douglas hasn't. Either he sees something in this draft class, he likes a lot of prospects, or he sees something in Cameron Clark, and I think we should look out for that. And then George Fant. It's a good O-line. It could use some work, but again, it depends on if we can develop Deontay Brown, hypothetically, quick enough, or if Cameron Clark is really good and we just don't know that, because, again, I do think Joe Douglas has something up his sleeve, because it's very weird. It's very weird to me. And with the last pick of the 3 round mock draft, the second pick in the 3rd round, I have the Jets selecting Seth Williams, wide receiver. And so here's the thing with Seth Williams. He's not going to be super fast. He's not going to be, the fastest wide receiver on the team. I don't know if he ran yet or if he has run yet a 40-yard dash or not, but I think it'll be around 4-5-ish range. But here's the thing. Fast wide receivers, other than Tyreek Hill, we don't see like the fastest players in the entire NFL be the best wide receivers. DeAndre Hopkins, for example, I think he ran in 4.5s, mid 4.5s. I mean, and he's one of the best wide receivers. So, again, this guy is going to be wide receiver depth. We need wide receiver depth. We need to draft at least one, I think, in the mid rounds, maybe early rounds, and one really late in the draft, like 6th round wide receiver, just to fill out the depth of this wide receiver room. And I think we can do that with Seth Williams. He's going to be a big body guy. I think he's 6'3", 6'2", 215. He's going to be a big body guy, gonna be able to make contested catches. But again, he's not gonna be a guy that's gonna be the fastest guy on the field, right? That's not what he does. So yeah, this concludes the draft. So here's the thing, the mock draft, if you will. And here's the thing. this mock draft is really good, in my opinion. Like, I'd be happy in terms of the Jets if these are who the Jets draft. But here's the thing. I would like more O-linemen early in the draft, but I did want to differentiate between my other mock draft because I select some O-line usually in the first round. So I want to differentiate again. Maybe we can trade for O-linemen, but it seems to be a longer process than I thought. I thought we could really come out with a great O-line. Unless, of course, Joe Douglas is looking to trade back and stay with Sam, but I don't know about that. So thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like for future mock drafts.